Hello, my beautiful water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Welcome. For those of you who are new here, my name is Marnie. I am Intuitive Butterfly. I am a psychic, a certified hypnotherapist, as well as a certified intuitive counselor. I do not edit my videos, so if you see me swatting flies or doing anything like that, well, it just stays in my videos. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my little channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If it seems like I am rushing through your readings this month, to be honest, I am. I spent several days out in the California and Arizona deserts with temperatures exceeding 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius. And I did not have electricity, which means I did not have air conditioning. The inside of this trailer was exceeding 135 degrees. Ugh. And there was absolutely no wind or no breeze. So I spent the days that I should have been recording sitting outside in the shade, spraying myself down with water, attempting to stay cool. So yes, I am rushing these videos just a little bit. I'm also recording these videos under the influence of the energy of the annular eclipse, which is coming up tomorrow. I'm trying to get these videos out to everyone on the 13th. Fingers crossed I can still do it. So without any further ado, let's get moving, and we're going to start with Cancer. I will put timestamps down below for you guys if you would like to skip ahead if you're not a Cancer. If you're a Cancer, here we go. All right. Oh my goodness. We've got cards flying out already. We've got 3 cards that have jumped. Okay. And there's a 4th card. All right. Let's pick these up in the order in which they came out for you, Cancer. You have the Emperor, the King of Summer, the 7 of Winter, and the Star. I have to tell you, you are not the first zodiac sign this month to get both the Emperor and the Star. Very interesting. Also, the 7 of Swords has come up for a couple of people. So let's start with the Emperor. The Emperor is a character from the tarot who brings in masculine energy. He makes decisions from the mind or the brain, not from his heart. There is very, very little emotion involved when the Emperor comes out. The Emperor insists upon us being organized. Cancer, what's that telling you? It's telling you to get organized. You have more masculine energy here with the King of Summer coming in, also known as the King of Cups. Now, this particular king is an emotional king, which means that you have 2 male figures here, both bringing in their masculine energies, but one of them is bringing in an energy asking you to come from a place of your heart and come from a place of emotions. And this one is asking you to make decisions and tackle things from the mind. Okay. I'm tapping into your energy here, Cancer, and trying to determine what situation specifically this Emperor and King of Summer are referring to in your life, because the very next card that you have is the 7 of Winter. The 7 of Winter corresponds to the 7 of Swords. On this particular card, it indicates that somebody is skating on thin ice and their foundation may not be as secure as what they thought. If you look at the 7 of Swords from the traditional or the Rider-Waite tarot decks, it portrays a character who is stealing swords and betraying other people. And then finally, you have the Star here. Now, the Star is a card that heralds much positivity and heralds good news, and everything is sunshine, roses, rainbows, and unicorns. So from where I'm sitting right now, Cancer, reading these cards for you in mid-October, I'm feeling like you're feeling a little lost, like you're having difficulties making decisions. And that's probably why I'm hesitating doing this reading for you, because I'm picking up on that energy, and I'm picking up on that energy of, I don't know which way to turn at this point. Most of the time when I do my readings, I'm confident and I'm out there and I'm reading the cards, and I'm really bumping into this right now, Cancer, which indicates that I'm picking up on something in the general psyche or energetic field of the Cancerians out there, that you're really bumping into something. Now, one of the things that the Emperor, the King of Summer, can represent can be a mentor that is coming in order to be able to help you resolve something. Both of these gentlemen are about making decisions, but one of them makes a decision from a very logical place, and the other one makes a decision from a very emotional place. And so I get the sense that, Cancers, you need to watch for the possibility of a mentor coming into your lives, whether you're male or whether you're female. I do feel like the mentor that's coming in for you is male. One of the downloads that I'm getting right now is female, Cancers. Watch for this male mentor to come in. And if you do have a romantic partner, I'm being asked for you to be very upfront with your partner. Your partner may view the mentor as a threat to your relationship. He definitely is not. And I'm not picking up ulterior motives, but that may be why this Seven of Winter came up, is that by accepting this mentor into your life, it may affect other relationships that you have going on right now, Cancer. And it may make you feel temporarily like you're skating on thin ice. But I think that once you reassure your other partner that this male figure, I really, really feel like this is a mentor, and it's somebody who's going to be coming in order to help you resolve something. What is it? Yeah. I just keep picking up like future direction, future direction. I'm feeling like you guys are really lost right now. Lacking direction. I feel like something has come to a close in your life and it's left a hole. You know, a cycle or something has closed. I mean, it may be an ending of a relationship. It may be the ending of a job or a closing of a factory or something like that, where you worked for some time. And you're just going, okay, like I thought I was going to be doing that for another 5-10 years, the rest of my life, whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden it's gone. This may also be indicating the loss of a loved one, possibly, but it's something that's already happened. Like this portion of the reading is for where you're at now, sitting here in the middle of October. This is not a predictive reading yet. I'm going to get into the predictive cards in just a moment here, Cancer, but I'm just sensing like there's this loss, there's this sense of loss here. And so you are going to be seeking out a mentor, probably a male mentor or somebody who exudes a lot of masculine energy to be that mentor and that support for you. It may, you know, you feel like you're skating on thin ice right now. But ultimately, the outcome is for you to look to the future with optimism. Let's have a look for what you are focusing on at this time. What are the Cancers focusing on for the last half of October, please? Where are they putting their energies? What are they focusing on? Yeah, I'm trying not to let it fall on the floor. I really don't want to do that. Okay, so I've got a ton of cards that came out. But we're going to go with the first three cards that popped out. The first three cards that popped out, you have the Miser here, equivalent to the Four of Pentacles. You have the Hanged Man, and you have the Comparison card, which is equivalent to the Five of Swords. These three cards together are cards of coveting and comparing. So this is a card I like to refer to as balance your budget and stop coveting what others have. And this is the Comparison card. This is the card of, are you sure you're comparing apples to apples? The fact that these two cards came out together and both cards indicate that you're doing this comparing thing and you're coveting and you're looking across the fence thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, along with the Hanged Man in the middle of these two cards, indicates to me, Cancer, is that right now there is a situation and you're not seeing it clearly. You don't have all of the facts and all of the information. So it's making you feel like the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. It's making you feel like you are craving what someone else has. Now, the thing about this card, the coveting card, as I like to call it, it's known as the Miser card. So first and foremost, the Four of Pentacles is a card of make sure that you're balanced in your budget. But the other meaning of the Miser card or the Four of Pentacles is we may be seeing our neighbor in their big 5,000 square foot house, driving their big fancy cars parked in the driveway. And you may be looking longingly across the street from your little old 900 square foot bungalow with your beater in the driveway going, I want what they have. But when we covet what others have in the material world, what we actually create in our world is lack. What we are not doing is comparing apples to apples or bamboo to oak tree. Okay. There is no comparison between a bamboo and an oak. Bottom line, there is no comparison between the life of somebody that lives in a 5,000 square foot $1 million mansion and somebody that's living in a $150,000 900 square foot bungalow. Their lives are different. And when we covet and crave what someone else has, two things happen. First of all, we create a lack in our own lives because the universe keeps looking at you and you keep going, I want, I want, I want. And the universe is going, yeah, so you're going to continue to keep wanting and wanting and wanting. The other thing that we create in our life is we're not present in our own lives either. And so Cancer, right now, you're being asked to see things from a different perspective. This is the New Vision card. It's also known as the Hanged Man card. This is a card that says, see things from a different perspective, because you know what? The grass probably isn't greener in that mansion. It may be that there's a very lonely woman that lives there because her husband works all day, every day to provide for her. He's miserable because he doesn't want to be working all the time, but he thinks that he's providing the life that she wants. And she's going, I just want my husband to come home. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, there's this aspect of, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know the whole story. And, you know, even here, I had said, I got the sense that you did not have all of the facts and all of the information right now, Cancer. And it's the same thing when the coveting card comes up. So try to see things from a different perspective with this new vision and this new knowledge that If you are comparing your life to someone else's, you are definitely not comparing apples to apples. You are definitely comparing a bamboo to an oak, and there is no comparison. And when you learn that lesson and you no longer covet and you recognize and express gratitude for the abundance you do have in your life, whether that abundance is a loving partner, whether that abundance is your kids being alive and well and healthy and phoning you a couple times a week, or better yet, still living at home, or whatever the case may be. When you have gratitude for what you have in your life, which is part of seeing things from a different perspective, the universe is going to provide more of that to you, Cancer. Messages you need to hear at this time. Go through this one more time. One more time. Oh, all right. So apparently the universe wants you to listen to patience is a virtue. Yeah. Good things come to those who wait. Ask for guidance. There you go. There's your confirmation that the Emperor and the King of Cups, or King of Summer, coming out is an indication that you don't have all of the information that you perhaps need, and asking for help, calling in a mentor is probably a really good idea right now. Cancer. As for guidance, everyone has value. Patience is a virtue. Take responsibility for your actions. You're not the first zodiac sign to have that one. And possess self-confidence. Okay. Let's have a look at cards for your general overall outcome, Cancer. Where are you going to be at? What's going to be influencing you and going on for you come the end of October? Uh-oh, that one's all the way on the floor. Ah! Okay, excuse me. Like I said, I don't edit. Okay, we have the Six of Wands, and it did come up in reverse. Hopes and wishes are being delayed at this time. Queen of Cups, awesome. Now you have the Queen and the King of Cups. That when the King and the Queen of Cups come up in a reading, even if they don't come up in the exact same positions, it's an indication that there is a coupling coming and on the horizon. A new relationship is forming. Wonderful things. The other thing that the Queen of Cups represents is she is also a beautiful counselor and is able to tap into your emotional side and help you and support you when she comes along. But the Six of Wands coming up in reverse is calling upon you to reevaluate your self-image, reevaluate what you... My cat just bumped the whole table. The whole table rocked. The Six of Wands in reverse is asking you to reevaluate what's important to you. These cards. What's important to you? The material things, coveting what your neighbor has? Or can you see with a new vision that you're not comparing apples to apples and there really is a better way? Well, the Queen is saying that there's a better way. You've already got the King of Summer here. There is an opportunity for a new relationship to come in for you, because right after all these cards, the last card that you have here is the Seven of Wands in the upright position. And this is a card of long-term success. It's a card of you've put in a significant amount of work on yourself right now, Cancer. And by the end of October, that's going to begin to pay the dividends of making changes. I want to say one more thing about this coveting card. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks for this to manifest, because as you're coveting what you're putting out there, the universe takes a little bit of time and then sends you back what it thinks that you want based on your thoughts. And so by the end of October, I'm predicting you're probably going to have a new mentor in your life, probably very masculine in nature of the energy that the mentor exudes. And there's a possibility of a new counselor, helper coming in as well, and the possibility for a coupling. You have both the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups in your reading, Cancer. So generally, overall, when you really explore deeply, what have you been calling into your life? Because if what you're calling into your life is what someone else has, and you're not really truly tapping into what you want, then it's not yours. When you let go of that, that's when this new coupling can come in, and that's when your hard work and lessons are recognized. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Cancer. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If this resonated for you, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. And please allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you at the beginning of November. Okay, moving along, we're going to move on to the energy of Scorpio. Let me just get these cards put away from the last reading here, Scorpio. And we'll get on with doing your reading. And there was a lot of messages for Cancer. All right, there we go. Everything is put away. Scorpio, let me tap into your energy. Energy of Scorpio. Clear out the energy of Cancer. Okay, Scorpio, let's get started. Start with your first few cards here. All right, well, that's interesting. Let's go through the deck one more time. Now the cards are spreading out. Okay, we have a lot of cards that just came out for you, Scorpio. Let's put these cards in a pile and reshuffle, because I get the sense that I'm not intended to read quite that many cards for you. There we go. There's 2 cards out. Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands as well as the 9 of Wands here for you, starting out your reading, Scorpio. The Knight of Wands is a card of the Knight of Wands is impulsive and he's unpredictable. And sorry, I'm just rubbing my jaw here. I had some dental work done the other day as well. The Knight of Wands is explosive in nature with regards to decision making, with regards to which way he wants to go. He is extremely impulsive. So I'm getting the sense that there is probably some of that in what's going on for you at this time here, mid-October. That's not really surprising, given that we're under the influence of an eclipse. We're moving into some rather interesting energies in and around the end of October. As much as it's Halloween, if you believe in certain other calendars, it's actually moving into New Year. Old Hallows Eve is also known as Samhain for people who refer to themselves as witches, the Wiccan and pagan community. And so there's some pretty wild energies out there right now, Scorpio. And I feel like you are tapping into that. You also have the Nine of Wands here, and the Nine of Wands is a card of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, a little bit of indecision here. And so having the Nine of Wands right next to the Knight of Wands can indicate that whatever's going on for you, it's probably not in your best interest to be making a decision at this time, because your decision is either going to be made in a very rash, unpredictable way, which can create an unpredictable outcome for you, or you're just going to sit in indecision with this Nine of Wands here, Scorpio. It's not surprising you're experiencing this right now, though. I do sense that there's a busyness going on with you. And I felt the same with Cancer. I'm sensing just the water signs in general right now are going through a period of indecisiveness. And it's something that it will likely pass in the next couple of weeks, but it is something that you're going to have to kind of weather this storm. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on here, Scorpio. The Scorpio is focusing on for the latter half of October. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So there's only one card that came out for you for what you're focusing on, the latter half, and it is the Trust card. This is the card of basically just trust in the universe, trust in the process, trust that you are where you are meant to be right now, Scorpio. And as much as that may feel like a difficult place, and as much as it feels like you need to make a decision, these two cards are indicating that now is not a good time to make a decision. It is more right now the time to just trust in the process, trust in where you're at. Now, normally, Scorpio, I would read this card as it is time to take a leap of faith, make a decision, and leap into the unknown. But with little Mr. Unpredictability here, and with indecisive 9 over here, I'm more getting the sense or feeling that this card is about just trusting you are where you're meant to be right now. And that's not an easy thing to hear, especially if where you are right now is a little bit uncomfortable. Let's see if we can get a clarifier. Can we please clarify the Trust card for Scorpio? Clarify the Trust card. We got the Knight of Wands again, and the King of Wands. Okay. Okay. The Trust card is in fact clarified by the Prince of Spring, also known as the Knight of Wands, which happens to be the same card as this one. It is about impulsive decision making. It is about tackling a challenging situation at this time that may require an impulsive decision. And then having the King of Spring come up right next to this, the King of Spring is about making firm, decisive decisions and really stepping into the role of being a leader. There is a fly on my arm. Okay, Scorpio. So, yeah, trust in the process. Trust in what you're going through is where you're meant to be. There are lessons for you to learn. You are likely going to be called upon to make a rather impulsive decision. But in so doing, you're going to step more into the role of being more of a leader. I'm going to pull cards for messages you need to hear at this time, Scorpio. You are never alone. Possess self-confidence. Yes. I'm actually really glad that this card came out for you. Possess self-confidence. Let's see if we can't get it to come into focus. My lighting is all wrong. Possess self-confidence. This Knight of Wands ×2 in your reading really is, and then the Trust card as well, is about self-confidence and being firm in the decision you're making, even if that decision needs to be made under pressure. And so these first two cards that I read for you are where you are at now here in the middle of October as I'm doing this reading for you. These next cards are what you are focusing on for the remainder of October. And so this is telling me that what you're actually focusing on is trusting in the process, trusting that the decisions that you are going to be put in a position of having to make are going to be the right decisions for you. And that's going to help you with your self-confidence. And the other thing that will help you through this process is having an attitude of gratitude. When we're grateful for our situations, whether our situations are perceived as negative or positive, the bottom line is that when we express gratitude for where we are at in life, trusting in the process, the universe brings us more positivity. I've experienced that in my own life on a really personal level, time and time again, as probably have many of you. So yeah, have an attitude of gratitude for the remainder of this month. Okay. I want to go to unexpected. Let's see if we can see if there's anything unexpected. Yeah, right. Like you need more unexpected in your life when you've got two Knight of Wands in your reading, right, Scorpio? Unexpected. We're not even going to get a card out. Oh, yes, we are. There we go. All right, we have the Queen of Swords that has come out here for you. The Queen of Swords is all about power and authority and decisions that come from the mind. She is an unexpected and welcome addition to your reading right now, Scorpio. Why? Because she brings in some feminine qualities. Whenever a queen appears in a reading, she brings in feminine qualities. And given that you've got a male figure on this 9, you've got the knight, you've got the knight, you've got the king. There is a lot of masculine coming in here. And so I do feel that unexpectedly, there is going to be a softening later in the month for you with regards to this impulsive decision that you're going to be forced into making. The Queen of Swords is also a problem solver, and her decision making really comes from the mind, again, from up here. If this had been the Queen of Cups, she would have been making the decision from a place of her heart, but the Queen of Swords makes the decision from the mind, as does Mr. Impulsiveness. So yeah, there's not a lot of emotion coming up in your reading here, Scorpio, going forward. Although you may feel like you are emotionally attached or linked to the outcome of the decision, this impulsive, radical decision that's going to be coming up. You're best if you let go of those emotions for the purposes of making this decision. Okay, where are we going for your final general overall outcome? Okay, final general overall outcome. You have the autumn card here that has come up, and this card is about releasing the old and resting, taking a step back. So what this is telling me is that by the end of the month, you'll be in a position where you will have made the decision. You're beginning to make some resolutions in your own life, in your own mind, with regards to something that was bothering you for quite some time. And also, you'll be in a position to begin to reignite your passions. Okay. This coming out at the end of your reading really indicates that whatever decision needed to be made, the longer that you delayed the decision, despite the Knight of Wands being next to the Nine of Wands, for every day beyond the 15th of October that you delay making that decision, you are also dampening your own fire and your own passions. And I think that once you finally make that decision, even if it appears to be an impulsive decision, I'm picking up that a lot of your family and friends are going to be like having whiplash, going, what did Scorpio just do? Because it's going to feel really impulsive to them, but it's really something that's been brewing below the surface for you for a long time, Scorpio. And once you actually make that decision, you're going to be able to let go of the past and move back into that place of being very full of fire and passion. So I'm going to leave that with you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And if this video resonated for you, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. And I would be ever so grateful if you would allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you at the beginning of November. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move into Pisces. Pisces, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to finish putting the last few cards back into their respective decks, and then we'll get going with your reading here, Pisces. Okay. Clear out the energy of Scorpio from all of the cards. Clear out the energy of Scorpio from my psyche. And tap into the energy of Pisces, the water sign, the fish. Okay, Pisces, let's get started. Let's pull some cards and have a look at where you're at now and what's going on for you at this time. I think, Pisces, you've had a bit of a rough go of things as you begin to adapt to some new energies, but ultimately, the roller coaster ride I'm sensing is As you accept these new energies, your roller coaster ride is going to begin to settle down and is going to feel more like a kiddie ride rather than this adult crazy super coaster ride. That's, before I even pull the first cards, before the first cards jump out here, that's really what I'm sensing. This annular eclipse, under which I am pulling cards for you right now, is a turning point for many people on this planet. It is an opportunity to explore our emotions and explore what's been going on for us on a really deep level. Okay. Yes. Okay. First cards coming out. So there has been, I've got 5 cards that have come out here, and they came out in this order: postponement, which is the equivalent to the 4 of Swords, the guilt card, 8 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Interestingly, you have 2 4s here. The next card is your adventure card. This card corresponds to the Knight of Pentacles. And finally, you have the inner voice. This card corresponds to the High Priestess. So let's get going. The postponement card. This is a card indicating that what you've been going through has been delayed for some time. Like you feel like you've been stuck in something for quite some time, and that has also created guilt. I do want to say as well, the postponement card corresponds to the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords in the traditional tarot is portrayed by a character lying flat on their back. There's 3 swords perpendicular to them, and there's 1 sword underneath them. And what they are being called upon to do is to, and my face is completely washed out at the moment because the sun has changed directions. Thank you for doing a recording in the desert. The 4 of Swords is about a withdrawal from society for the purposes of making, excuse me, like I said, I do not edit my videos. Yeah, to hell with it. Whatever. You're not here for my pretty face anyway. You're here for the reading. Let me see if I pull this down. Whatever. Okay. The 4 of Swords is a card of postponing a decision or feeling like you have been put in a position where things are being postponed for you because of too much overwhelm, too much going on in your life, and needing to, oh my God, what the hell? All right, whatever. I'm not going to bother to redo the video. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. It's a call away from society temporarily for the purposes of going within in order to be able to make a decision. And sometimes when we take time for ourselves, Pisces, it can allow us to feel guilty about that decision. It makes us feel uncomfortable. The postponement card is about postponing a decision. Why? Because we need an opportunity to go within ourselves temporarily. We need to withdraw from society in order to make a decision. Once we make that decision and we step away from the guilt of having taken time for ourselves, yeah, that's whatever. We have the opportunity to step into this 4 of Wands, 4 of Fire, which is the card of participation. This is a card indicating that once you come through taking some time for yourself to make a decision with clarity, you have the opportunity to really, really begin to participate in your life. Participate fully in your life. This means living in the present moment. This means expressing gratitude for the good and the bad that comes into your life, Pisces. What does it also bring you? It brings you adventure and, to a certain degree, a little bit of impulsivity. Whenever a knight shows up, there's always a little bit of impulsivity there. And you also have the High Priestess here, the inner voice card. It is interesting to me that you have two cards, one on either end of the initial portion of your reading here, both calling upon you to step back and step away from society and tap into your intuition and tap into, let me just see if I can reset this. Yeah. Tap into your intuition. The High Priestess is the one card in the deck that really, really screams and cries out, you need to be paying attention to your intuition at this time. I am going to just see if I can reset this camera. All right. So, Pisces, let's move on to what you are focusing on at this time. And like I said, I do apologize. I don't know what's going on with my camera, and I don't want to have to re-record my video. So just bear with me. I do apologize. What are you focusing on for the remainder of October? Where are you putting your energies? I'm sensing, Pisces, that you don't like taking time for yourself. And when you do, you feel guilt about taking time for yourself. And yet you have two cards here, both indicating that it's going to be really important for you to integrate taking time for yourself in a big way and really tapping into your intuition. You've got the Six of Winter here. The Six of Winter is the equivalent to the Six of Swords. This is a card of saying that there are good things on their way to you at this time, Pisces, and that there's a possibility of travel or relocation. Yay, exciting. All right. And that's what you're focusing on. This is a card of what you're focusing on. These other cards were kind of where you're at now, here in the middle of October. Moving in deeper into October, the Six of Winter is influencing you, thus indicating that you are focusing on travel, relocating, positive changes coming your way. Okay, let's have a look at some messages that you need to hear at this time. Your beliefs are right for you. I'm surprised we didn't see the Hierophant. Usually when that card comes out, the Hierophant puts in an appearance. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay. Right next to your beliefs are right for you, we have the Let Go of Ego card, and it's completely washed out. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with my lighting, but messages you need to hear. Your beliefs are right for you. Let go of your ego, and finally focus on the positive. And that's essentially what these other cards were saying here, Pisces. Focus on the positive. Focus on travel as well. What am I picking up here? Travel, travel, travel. Let's go over here. Travel for Pisces, travel for Pisces. I do want to say that the travel is probably not going to manifest until at least November at the earliest. For some of you, I'm also picking up the month of February. So for some of you, I believe that this last half of October is a time when you are going to concentrate on booking perhaps your winter vacation. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I did ask for clarification on this Six of Swords, and I ended up with the Five of Swords for you, Pisces. Now, the Five of Swords is indicating that there's a double-edged sword coming in here for you, particularly when it comes to travel. And that is about your finances. So you're concerned about your finances, you're concerned about travel, especially considering some of the world situations that are going on right now. And the Five of Swords is basically saying, you know, weigh all of the options before you make this decision about travel or relocating. What else can we tell you this month? Let's just go to general overall outcome. Nope, not that deck. I got a clear no on that one. All right, final general overall outcome. Let's have a look at what's going to be going on for you come the end of October. And I know that this reading seems a little disjointed for you, especially with my distraction with the lights going a little crazy. But really, it is about, let me pick this up off the floor, traveling lightly. Oh my goodness. All right, you've got a card here indicating that travel is likely to be booked in the very near future for you, that you're starting to think about traveling or relocating. You've got the Five of Swords indicating it's a little bit of a double-edged sword with regards to booking travel. You do have some concerns and so on. But then in your general overall outcome, you have the traveling lightly card. Now, the traveling lightly card may indicate both travel and, you know, when you do travel lightly, obviously, don't be overpacking and so on, but it can indicate physical travel, but it's also about simplifying your life. You have the Protected by Angels card. This may help to alleviate some of the energy of this Five of Swords with regards to this Six of Swords. Yeah. Okay. You have the Wandering Path. Enjoy the journey. Pisces, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey to get there. Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. And finally, let's go back to the very beginning of your reading here, before we got into all this travel muck about and my light going crazy and so on. You had a card calling upon you to step back from society and go within. You had a second card, the High Priestess, saying step back from society, go within. And now you have the Watching the Clouds card. And this is a card as well, calling upon you to step back. Life is a journey, not a destination. And enjoy the ride. All right. Again, I apologize for my camera. I don't know what's going on. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate you guys putting up with all of this. You know what? I won't even ask you to like and subscribe because this was such a disaster, but it is what it is. And I hope that you'll allow me the honor of doing your next reading. I'll try and do better for you next month in November. Thank you so much, Pisces.